I find it fascinating to see how different companies have invested in web. This is a Vogue article from last year, and they've obviously spent money on the research going behind the article, the data, the outputs. But it's intriguing to see that they also invested in the animation, the intrigue of the article, the paper itself. Eventbrite this year have done a similar thing, but very, very differently. And again, this is fascinating. It's intriguing. The way that they've displayed this data is so opposed to the Vogue one that, again, it definitely requires a bit of commentary, a bit of thought on it. So it's not apples to apples. The Vogue one is an actual article. You'd be reading through it as an article, whereas the Eventbrite one is much more like a call to action. But again, they both invested money on research, and this is how they're both displaying it in a different way. And I like the Eventbrite side of things here. So what they've done here is effectively big titles all the way through this page. We've got about 5 or 6 of them. Big title, big title, big title, and then a very short snippet of text. It's very bold, very easy to read, and it's not scary to read a text block this long. They immediately back this up by stats, 3 very clear stats, and then they've got call to actions, which again is just so intriguing. They're trying to take you over to a sort of a secondary page that's more tailored towards certain audiences, takeaways for organizations, takeaways for brands, and then a download PDF, which doesn't require an email sign up. Again, just these little bits, just always intriguing. And I love this kind of like consistent structure with it. It's very, very obvious. These titles have like a bit of visual intrigue about them. Show up to shape it. And then again, it's not too much to dive in here. Again, it's not the same. Okay, this is an article. It's very, very different. But once again, I did like this. It is clean. It's very businessy. Of course, it suits their audience. But it's lovely to see, like, lovely web design taken away from the homepage. It's not maybe just displaying their brand. They're using visual, incredible, animated web design in different ways, on actual studies, on articles, and so on. So I love it. I love the way that the web is going. I love that brands are investing in this kind of beauty here. And I love that it makes sense too as well. So really, really cool. It's a really interesting article, the Eventbrite side of things. So go and check it out as well, especially if you do partake in real life events or in real life culture. I'll leave it there.